which feeds Lakes Mead and Powell, is spread very
Colorado
thin.
River right now is, I believe, 100.
Oh, hello YouTube. It is Tuesday, July 19th, 2022, 6:05 p.m. Yeah, today's not been a good day. I didn't sleep good. I slept okay. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting on my forklift and just trying to forget the drama of today. I'm not even prepared to talk about what all happened with Priscilla since her driving up and all nonchalantly saying that she was at April's. That's why she wasn't home. The only explanation I got from her as to why she didn't respond to me when I messaged her on Snapchat was that she doesn't have push through notifications. Well, I don't look at Snapchat. How often do am I on Snapchat? I'm like, how would I know? You're on your phone all the time. I would assume Snapchat's part of that. And she's like, well, how often? And I was like, it shouldn't matter. You should get a push through notification when you get a message. And she's like, oh, I've got my push through notification disabled. Got it. So you've configured after begging me, hey, let me back on your Snapchat so I know what's up with you, because I had blocked it for quite some time. After begging for that, couldn't even be bothered to it's Taco Tuesday. Couldn't even be bothered to have her settings in such a way that she receives messages from me. Yeah, that's doesn't sit well with me at all. The whole situation just doesn't sit well with me. Oh, come on, light, don't change. Please don't change. Yeah, it just doesn't sit well with me at all. I actually called and talked to April. I had an interesting conversation with April about it. It's like, you both are miserable with each other. Why the hell don't why are you still staying with each other? And I'm like, because she won't move the hell out. Because she won't move the hell out.
What can I get for you?
Are you guys doing the taco deal?
Yeah, 3 snack tacos for $184 or 3 Del Tacos for $403.
Can I get 6 of the snack tacos, 3 hard and 3 soft?
You said 6, 3 hard, 3 soft?
Yes.
Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Alright, so there's going to be 69.
Sweet, thank you. They never used to be snack tacos. It's definitely a shrinkflation thing. It's still a good deal, but no thanks. Wait, actually, yeah, I need a little Del Scorcho. Del Scorcho? card came back with no receipt. So I did finally get a hold of Rob today about my air conditioning. Yeah, I apologized for the other day. He said that he didn't make it into work at all himself. So, just fine. I mean, so it's probably a good thing I didn't end up getting my vehicle over there. I don't know if he didn't. We're talking to him. I don't understand if. No. I guess Monday. He said he's going to work Monday. Today's Tuesday. As I talked to him Sunday, and Sunday he was going to go in, and then he decided against it when he couldn't get the relay kit for my air conditioning. It was just so uncomfortable being in this car with no air. I don't know if I got a weather widget going on my iPhone or not. I could have sworn I did, but. Yeah, I don't see anything showing the temperature here. I could have sworn I had something like that on my iPhone before. Before I got mugged a few months back, like is there a receipt in the bag? Is the receipt in the bag? Thank you. She was really trying not to give me my receipt. Anyway, said yeah, it's like, well, we both need to reset, whatever. Let's drop it off tomorrow morning at the work. So, yeah, I told him I didn't bring it to him because I was so tired after work on Sunday night, Monday morning that I was falling asleep at the wheel and just couldn't even begin to do the extra drive. So that's fine. I mean, it would have been a waste of every hit I got it there. I'd have just been like on the phone, been like, "Hey, where you at?" So I guess it's all better that I have my car with no air than it to be sitting down in his driveway and me trying to figure out what the hell I'm doing without a car. Man, driving around with no air as hot as it's been lately is freaking miserable. I also don't like how it's making my vlogs difficult to hear because of the road noise and moving air and stuff. Yeah, I really want to talk about what went down with Priscilla, but I don't really feel ready to talk about it yet. But it's really messing up my mind, to say the least. I feel like she's absolutely using sex as a weapon. She did at least admit that. That she was disrespecting my home by not cleaning up after herself. So that's something. Of course, it's one thing to admit that. It's a whole other thing to actually clean up after yourself. So hopefully she does that. She said she's getting ready to take a trip to see her dad for his birthday. And I know she's told me when, but I need things like that in writing. I mean, you can tell me, and it just kind of goes in one ear and out the other, but stuff like that. Like I need stuff like that written down, so I can compare it against a calendar and kind of figure out like mentally where it is. I really struggle with days and stuff, and that's why I miss so many appointments. And those still get written down. Like I try to get them, with the calendar and stuff. So I know she's leaving soon. I don't know when she's leaving. I don't know how long she's going to be gone. But she did actually ask me, "Hey, you're not not gonna. Wow, that truck is totally cutting the car out. She did totally ask, "Hey, you're not gonna throw my stuff out while I'm gone in Georgia, are you?" I didn't give her a definite answer on that either. Just like, probably not. Although I'll be honest, it's really tempting to completely box it up. Completely box it up and get another storage unit. When she gets back, tell her it's there. What I do is going to depend a whole lot on how much she cleans of her mess before she leaves for Georgia, whenever exactly it is she's leaving for Georgia. Now, of course, the obvious way for her to share this to me is she's got an email. She got 2 email addresses. That's my email address. Now, for some reason, one of her email addresses doesn't show up in my inbox, and I still have yet to figure out what's up with that. I can get the emails from her, but I have to search for them. I don't get any notification when they arrive, and they don't show up in my inbox. So a lot of times when I see them, like unless I'm actively looking for them, like I might never see them. The other one shows up just fine. So maybe I should email her from that and remind her, hey, when you email me, you need to use this email address. For some reason, the other one. I know I told her, maybe she can't remember, but that would certainly make some more sense for me to email her and remind her, hey, use this one, don't use that one, kind of thing. But I mean, the obvious way, if she wants to, to share her flight information, would be, like the way I shared mine with Allison. I was going up to see her in Portland. As soon as I got my trip itinerary, it was on an app on my phone, and I just simply did a screenshot of my phone, and then I did a screenshot of my phone, and then actually, I think I sent it to her via Snapchat, which is fine. Priscilla could do that. She's got my Snap. She's on the Snapchat again. Because if that came through in Snapchat, obviously I would screenshot it and save it that way. Email certainly would be most convenient as long as she emailed for the address that isn't blocked. And I mean, she could send it as like an SMS picture message as well. My phone number's working again. I mean, I never did give her Brittany's number, but my phone number's working again. It's been working for a few days now. So I think I mentioned I got that paid for another 6 months. Not as good of a deal as it was last time, which is fine. That was like a special introductory offer. But still, I mean, I think I prepaid for 6 months of service. I think it was like $140. And of course, I just stuck that on a credit card or whatever. Like as much as that feels like, oh damn, that's a lot of money, I won't have to think about a phone bill now for 6 months. And hopefully, this next 6 months, I will have access to that phone number most of the time, unlike the last 6 months. I'll do a little better at hanging on to my new iPhone until I can switch to an iPhone that suits me better. So far, aside from a couple of text messages from Priscilla and some random pictures from my mother, I haven't received anything on that phone, any kind of contact on that phone that I'd like to get, which is kind of disappointing and depressing. I mean, I got some automated messages from Circle K and Amazon, Treasure pressure truck, which basically trying to sell me shit. And from what do you call it? Oh gosh, I got a couple ones, things I signed up for, so whatever. But the only phone call I've received on it so far was from the illegitimate cruise company that swindled me out of probably a couple $1,000 a few years back, around the time that my sister died. For some reason, they keep calling me, trying to get me to fall for their cruise scam again. And every time they call, I usually get pretty angry and tell them to stop calling me. And this guy was like, "Oh, we'll take you off the list." I said, "You need to stop calling me. I've asked in the past, stop calling me. This is harassment." "Oh, we'll take you off the list." "Yeah, I don't believe this taking you off the list." And I forgot I used to get those calls all the time. And one day it was nice not having access to that number because at least, Brittany's not on their list. I wish I could keep a log and how many times I've gotten just everything that's gone wrong there. How much money they've swindled me out of. I just have no way of record of how many times I call. I feel at this point I could easily sue them. Not only for the money they ripped me off for, but for intentional infliction of emotional distress for how often they, harassment, or how often they call me since. About Priscilla just disappearing all night, which she's been doing for quite a while. She actually had the nerve to tell me earlier today, "Oh, well, I thought at this point we were just roommates." Yeah, I don't do just roommates. If you're not going to respect me as a boyfriend, you need to get the fuck out of my apartment. Period. Discussion. It's like, so am I to, does that mean, it's weird how she twists shit around, fucking bitch logic, bitch logic is something. She's like, so, every person that you've ever lived with that wasn't your child, does that mean that you were having sex with them? I wonder who the hell she's referring to anyway. Yeah, where does she think, so I'm just a roommate and I can just fucking disrespect you and fucking sleep with other people while I'm still staying with you. Like, seriously, who the hell thinks that's okay? Like, how twisted is her brain that she thinks that she honestly thought that was okay, really? Did have sex. That was absolutely terrible. I feel like I'm in prison and being tormented by my captor. That's kind of how I feel about her right now. Being absolutely tormented by my captor, and just simply being denied water to the point where I'm just desperately thirsty. To the point I'm begging for the water. And she could give me the water. She could really easily give me the water. She could give me the good water. Doesn't have to leave me thirsty. She can, but it's just choosing not to. Just because she derives pleasure from the torment. And when I'm all ready for the water, it's like, nope. No other reason. days, and then nope, because I don't want to. And yeah. And we must have been in my bed for about an hour and a half this morning before we finally left, and went, I don't know when she went. I just closed the door. I don't think she went immediately. Just the whole timing. She's trying to act like that, like she wasn't trying to hide that she spent all night out somewhere else with me. But I mean, really, that I generally show up at about 6 a.m. Then you came home. You come down the alley at 5:50 a.m. Do you not see how suspicious that looks? How just shady that looks? Well, I don't want to tell you where I'm going. You tell me where you're going. You know where I'm going. I went to work. I go in the daytime. It's business hours. I'm doing stuff. No respectable woman is out with her boyfriend not knowing where she's out between the hours of 1 and 5 in the morning. Period. Unless she's in a fucking hospital. I'm just dumbfounded. She thinks this is okay. And her shit about building something together, as in talking about us having an apartment together, cohabitating in our space. Shit. Clean your mess in the kitchen, quit smoking for 6 months. Maybe we have something to talk about. Don't ever leave me sit in the park wondering when the fuck you're gonna come home. And then when she's finally so yeah, laying there and stuff, and then she gives me the same kind of invitation she did before, as kind of a thing to let me know that show me that she wasn't spending the night with a man. It's like, well, you want to smell my pussy and check? And I'm sure it's probably a reference to the song "Let Me Smell Your Dick," which is funny. Some of those songs we used to regularly do karaoke together, and the video I used to play a lot. For those not familiar with it, I forget the name of the artist, but it's an absolutely hysterical, epic song, and I actually do have karaoke for it. I've had karaoke for a while. Usually quite a showstopper when we do it together. In fact, I think the first few shows that I had a boy, she supported them. Speaking of supporting my show, I was talking to April today, and I was like, well, I still got that show, you're welcome to come. And she said that her husband Chris is uncomfortable around that many black people. Alrighty then. I mean, I guess it is what it is, but wow. Which is fine. That show's far from him. I do wish I was doing more karaoke shows. I really miss it. But I mean, from a financial standpoint, I'm doing better with Amazon. And picking up overtime shifts at Amazon is considerably more money than I'm likely to get from any karaoke show, especially when you consider all the extra stuff that I need to put into a karaoke show. Like, I desperately need more mics right now. And all the effort that it takes to try to land a karaoke show, which is not working out well for me. You know what? I think I'm going to park on the side of the building just to get the hell out of the sun. I'm angry at myself that I actually lowered myself to just so she's like, we smell it. I go down and smell it. Of course I go down on her because I'm got my face down there. And then she's like, oh, did you switch? I'm like, well, I had water in my mouth. And suddenly she's worried about what germs might be in my mouth when I'm going down on her. So, well, you've got some tooth decay, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, most women are just happy to have a guy that's willing to go down on them. But not her. Not her. So that ended up. So that's fine. She's got Listerine, and I went and switched with that. And then I went down. And she's like, "Oh, that's burning." I'm like, "Well, that's what you wanted in my mouth. That's what you wanted on your vagina. So enjoy the burn." I was still eagerly eating it. And so of course, she was wet. She's so ready, and I'm just like, ready to finally. There's been quite a bit of making out the last couple of weeks, her and I, but it's been, as I've mentioned, there's been no P in the V, and the reasons for that has been, oh, I'm cramping too bad, oh, I'm bleeding, oh, I have a UTI, I have a yeast infection, blah, 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 blah. I just find it funny that for years, she was pretty much DTF all the time. And then now it's like, there's always something wrong, always some excuse. And then she's like, well, you're not empathetic enough to my problems. You have to understand that coming from my point of view, it just sounds like you're making excuses, like you're just making shit up. Like, how can you go from your stuff being just fine all the time to just always some kind of freaking excuse? And then now, like, I'm going down on her, and everything's. Couldn't be more close to it. Everything's fine down there. As far as I can tell, everything is just fine down there, and she seems to be thoroughly enjoying that. Aside from the burn from a mouthwash that she insisted I use, and a water bottle. I know it's one of my actually cash my recycling in, but I do like kind of picking up recycling and leaving the parking lot a little cleaner. And there's no real money in it at this point. It's something I like to do. So she. It's weird how the safety vest is over that guy's window. So yeah, she so at this point there's no, as far as I can tell, there's no legit health reason. She's just like, no, I'm just not I just can't emotionally do it. I can't emotionally do it. You can. You're just choosing not to. You're just choosing to literally put that in my face. Literally put that in my face. It was in my face. It was on my mouth. But, deny me. She's like, well, so I said, that's, you're just, what that is nothing. It's just like, oh, so you're saying that my emotions are nothing. I'm like, well, what about my emotions? By you're denying me, you're saying that my emotion, telling me that something, your emotions don't, that you feel like what you're telling me is that your emotions don't matter. But like in this circumstance right here, you're making it very clear that my emotions don't matter. And yeah, it's the whole situation was just, but yeah, no, I want to say there was literally an hour that we spent in bed together and I couldn't have been more physically ready than I was right then, but yeah, that just, oh, and of course the reason but I can't because I need to focus on moving out and I need to focus on feeding the cats. But you can have this absolutely frustrating dialogue with me for an hour when at best actual sex with me would have probably lasted 15 minutes. because you need to feed the cats and you need to, and if your focus was really about cleaning and packing, you could have been doing that all night instead of out maybe at April's or whatever. Like, you were gone and out. So, it's like the actions speak so much louder than the words. She could say what her priorities are, but her actions tell me otherwise. And how about, all the time she spends smoking cigarettes that she could be spending, packing and doing all this other stuff she says she needs to do. I just see no justification for the cigarettes whatsoever. Anyway, I eventually just got disgusted and shut the door. Like, when she walked out, I just shut the door. And there must have been maybe 3 times. And I didn't, so I kept waking up because, of course, I'm restless, and I'm being denied sex along this level. Denied sex and being cock-teased. Let's not forget, like, both. Like, it's not as bad when I'm living alone and there's no woman in my space cock-teasing me like that. But the circumstance is just absolutely miserable for me. And she wants to, so yeah, I'm pretty restless. And then every time she'd open the door and she'd say something to her, I just glared at her. I just gave her an angry glare. Like, you know what? I have nothing left to say to you, I mean, you say I'm not giving you attention. We've had days upon days upon days that I've been laying here with you, cuddling with you, holding you, giving you all the shit that you say you need. Oh, I need you to just hold